The Can-Am side-by-side is a different type of off-road vehicle. Its configuration makes it much different from an all-terrain vehicle. In this section, we'll show you the distinctive features and operating characteristics of this vehicle. This vehicle handles differently from other vehicles. A rollover or tip-over can occur quickly during abrupt maneuvers such as sharp turns or simply by side-hilling or riding across steep hills or over obstacles. So don't assume that the vehicle will not tip or roll over. You must know the limits of your vehicle under different riding conditions. Do not attempt maneuvers that may be risky for you, your passengers, or bystanders. Use care when turning and slow down before entering a turn. Do not turn the steering wheel too far or too fast for your speed and environment. Avoid sudden or hard acceleration when turning, even from a stop or low speed. Never perform donuts, skids, slides, fishtails, jumps, or any other stunts. The Can-Am side-by-side has 2 or 4 seats, depending on your model. Each seating place has a restraint system, which includes a seat belt, lateral net, shoulder guard, and hand grips to help the user stay inside the cockpit. It is of utmost importance that all occupants always buckle up their seat belt and lateral net before riding. Furthermore, they should always keep their entire body inside the cockpit. The operator should hold the steering wheel firmly with both hands, place his left foot on the footrest, and sit against the backrest. The passengers should hold the hand grips firmly with both hands, place their feet on the floor or footrest, and sit against the backrest. Riding an open-air vehicle like your Can-Am side-by-side requires wearing proper protective gear. Recommended basic protective gear for all riders includes a jacket that protects you from sunburn, cold temperatures, branches, and bushes, a sturdy, over-the-ankle footwear with non-slip soles, full-fingered gloves that protect you against the wind, sun, cold, heat, and flying objects. And above all, an approved helmet with proper eye protection that protects your head and brain against injury and protects your eyes against flying elements. On long rides, it's a good idea to carry rain gear. A dry rider will be much more comfortable and alert than a rider who is wet and cold. The operator must keep his arms, legs, and head inside the cockpit at all times by fastening the seatbelt and lateral net, by holding the steering wheel firmly, and by placing his left foot on the footrest. The passengers must keep arms, legs, and head inside the cockpit at all times by fastening the seatbelt and lateral net, by holding the hand grips firmly, and by placing their feet on the floor. If the vehicle rolls over, any part of your body outside the cockpit can be crushed by the cage or other parts of the vehicle. Never try to stop a rollover by using your arm or leg. Never grab the cage while riding. If you think or feel the vehicle may tip or roll, keep both hands on the steering wheel or hand grips and brace yourself. Riding in side-by-side vehicles poses certain risks like any other type of vehicle. That's why it's very important to have the skills and knowledge to be totally in control of your vehicle at all times. It's also critical to understand your vehicle operating characteristics and limitations. Finally, every time you go out for a ride, you accept inherent risks, such as those arising from terrain conditions and weather, but you can reduce your exposure to these risks by using good judgment, skills, and vigilance while operating your vehicle. You must be at least 16 years old with a valid driver's license to drive this vehicle and avoid anything that impairs your own abilities, such as alcohol, drugs, and fatigue. It's equally important that your passengers are able to hold the hand grips and place their feet on the floor while seated against the backrest. They must not ride after consuming drugs or alcohol. Another key way to reduce your exposure to risk is to carefully plan and prepare. By thinking ahead, you can often avoid situations that may be beyond your skill level. Preparing to ride your vehicle means that you perform regular maintenance to keep it in good working condition and inspect it before every ride, as outlined in your operator's guide. Let's take a look at the controls found on your Can-Am side-by-side. 1. Steering wheel. Use both hands on the wheel, but take care not to roll your thumbs around it. To steer your vehicle, simply turn in the direction you want to go. 2. Accelerator pedal. This pedal is located on the floor on the right side. To control engine speed, use your right foot to activate the pedal. To increase engine speed, slowly press on the pedal. To decrease it, release the pedal. A spring mechanism returns the pedal to the idle position when you completely release your foot. 3. Brake pedal. When it comes to stopping, your Can-Am side-by-side braking system functions similarly to that of a car. The brake pedal is located on the floor on the left side. To decrease the vehicle's speed or to stop the vehicle using the brake, simply press on the pedal with your right foot. Be careful to gradually apply the brake to adjust to the intensity of the braking force needed, depending on the terrain conditions. Avoid locking the wheels to maintain directional control. 4. Shift lever. Your right hand maneuvers the shift lever located on the lower console. The shift lever is used to change the gearbox position. Make sure the vehicle is completely stopped and that the brake is applied before using the shift lever. Your vehicle's gear pattern is P, R, N, H, and L. The P is for park. The park position locks the gearbox to help prevent vehicle movement. Always use the park position when the vehicle is not in operation. Before dismounting from the vehicle, always put the shift lever to park. The vehicle can roll if it is not in park. The R is for reverse. Your Can-Am side-by-side is equipped with a reverse gear so you can back up easily, but backing up your vehicle should be done with some caution. Always be sure that the way behind is clear and always apply the throttle gradually. Be careful not to steer abruptly when backing up, as it could lead to a loss of vehicle control or rollover. Refer to the reverse section of your operator's guide for detailed instructions on how to operate in reverse mode. The N is for neutral. The H is for the high range in the forward direction. This setting is the normal driving speed range. Before you go out for your first ride, it's very important to familiarize yourself with the handling of your vehicle by practicing in a controlled setting. You can do the exercises as described in your operator's guide. If possible, it's also a very good idea to take a more formal training course to sharpen your skills and increase your knowledge. We will briefly review the recommended exercises. First, you need to find a suitable area to practice and perform the following exercises. It should be at least 150 feet by 150 feet, or about 45 meters by 45 meters. An area without obstacles like trees and rocks. Once you've selected a suitable location, it is important to gain permission from the owner for you to practice. We will rapidly review together the main exercises you should perform. Turning is one of the most frequent causes of accidents. It's easier for the vehicle to lose traction or roll over if you turn too sharply or are going too fast. Slow down when you approach a turn. First, learn how to perform slight right turns at very low speeds. Release the throttle before starting to turn, and slowly reapply the throttle when turning. Then do the same, but this time, maintain the throttle at the same position while turning. Finally, do it again while accelerating slowly. Note how your vehicle reacts in these different exercises. We recommend releasing the throttle before entering into a turn to help initiate directional change. You will feel the lateral force increasing with the speed and with your steering input. The lateral force should be maintained as low as possible to make sure it does not cause the vehicle to roll over. Practice doing U-turns. Start to move slowly, then gradually turn the steering wheel to the right until you have completed the U-turn. Repeat with different steering input and always at a very low speed. As mentioned before, do not ride on paved surfaces because the vehicle behavior will not be the same, increasing the risk of rollover. The next step is important because you need to get used to using the brake. Pressing on the brake firmly while your vehicle is running will help you to feel the braking force of your vehicle. Do it at low speed first, and then increase the speed. The last step involves using the reverse gear. Learn how the vehicle handles in reverse and reacts with steering input. Always perform this exercise at slow speeds. This concludes our review of the important safety information that you need to know before enjoying your Can-Am side-by-side. Thank you for your time and enjoy the ride.